Welcome back to the Billionaire Files. We were discussing the story of Warren Buffett, the man who would become one of the most legendary investors of all time. By the late 1940s, Warren had already developed a deep understanding of numbers, finance, and the stock market. But he wasn't satisfied with small ventures anymore. He wanted to make serious investments and learn the art of value investing. After graduating from high school, Warren attended the University of Pennsylvania briefly before transferring to the University of Nebraska. He earned his undergraduate degree in business administration and continued to hone his skills in accounting and finance. Warren's real turning point came when he read a book called The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. This book completely changed his perspective on investing. It wasn't about speculation or chasing trends. It was about buying undervalued companies, studying them carefully, and holding them for the long term. Inspired, Warren applied to study under Graham at Columbia Business School. He learned directly from the master of value investing and absorbed lessons that would guide him for decades. After graduating, Warren returned to Omaha, ready to start his investment career. His first major investments were small but calculated. He invested in companies that he understood, always looking for value rather than hype. One of his early successes was a textile company called Berkshire Hathaway. At first, it seemed like a simple investment, but Warren noticed inefficiencies and opportunities others overlooked. In 1962, he began buying shares of Berkshire Hathaway, and by 1965, he gained control of the company. This marked a major turning point. What started as a struggling textile business would become the cornerstone of Warren Buffett's empire. It wasn't an easy journey. The textile industry was declining, and the early years were filled with challenges. Many doubted Buffett's decisions, and some of his investments seemed risky at the time. But Warren's approach was different. He focused on long-term potential rather than short-term gains. He analyzed every company thoroughly, looking at management, financials, and intrinsic value. He believed that if you buy good businesses at the right price and hold them patiently, the results will follow. During this period, Warren also started forming partnerships. He pooled money from friends and family and created investment partnerships that allowed him to grow his capital. He charged a small management fee, but focused primarily on generating returns for his investors. This disciplined approach quickly earned him a reputation as a smart and trustworthy investor. By the late 1960s, Warren's investments began to pay off significantly. He used profits from one investment to fund another, building a snowball effect that would define his wealth-building strategy. Berkshire Hathaway, which once seemed like just a textile company, became a vehicle for acquiring undervalued businesses across industries. Buffett's philosophy during this time was simple but powerful. Invest in companies you understand, buy them at a fair price, and hold them for the long term. Avoid speculation, avoid hype, and never forget the value of patience. Despite his growing success, Warren remained humble and grounded. He lived in the same Omaha neighborhood, drove a modest car, and maintained the same disciplined lifestyle he had as a boy. This frugality and focus on fundamentals would become a hallmark of his life and career. These early years were crucial for Buffett. They were a time of learning, testing strategies, and proving that disciplined investing could outperform speculation. He made mistakes along the way, but each one became a lesson, sharpening his skills for the decades to come. So, part 2 of Warren Buffett's journey shows us how he transformed from a curious young investor into a strategist with a plan for creating lasting wealth. It's the story of vision, patience, and unwavering focus, the qualities that would eventually make him one of the richest men in the world. In the next and final part of this series, we'll explore how Buffett turned Berkshire Hathaway into a global powerhouse, his philosophy on wealth and life, and the legacy he continues to build today. Stay tuned for the final chapter in the Warren Buffett story. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter.